kitty. Ooh, big kitty.
Now back with the Pet Project, the real-life Catwoman, Tammy Trujillo.
And that's kind of what it sounds like right now at the Wildlife Way Station, but think more animals. Wildlife Way Station, home to about 425 wild animals, wild and endangered animals. So you have very interesting sounds going on at the way station. Right now, Martine Collette, she'll be with us in a little bit. She's got her hands full a little bit over there, and maybe she'll elaborate more when we get her on here in just a little bit. But I do want to take a step back here, and I want to talk to you about the Bunny Bunch Boutique real quick. Now, if you're thinking about getting a rabbit for Easter, don't. Because a lot of people do that, and then guess what? Easter Day, oh, here's a bunny, it's so cute, it's great photo op for the kids. Then the day after Easter, that following Monday, that bunny's not so cute anymore. Starts tearing up your backyard because the bunny gets restless or you don't have a place to put the bunny. So think ahead. If you're thinking that you want to get a rabbit or a bunny to have as a pet permanently, then you really have to consider a number of things. You have to consider, just like with any other pet, is this bunny going to need special attention? Do I have the time to put into this rabbit? Do I have the resources? Do I have other animals that may or may not get along with this rabbit? Why do I want a rabbit? Ask yourself that, really, why you would like a rabbit. If you say because it's really cute and I've always wanted it, maybe you need to think a little harder than that. Now, I'm not saying that they're not cute and you've always wanted one. I've always wanted a bunny too, but think about it from a logical standpoint. Me personally right now, I've got 2 wonderful cats at home and a great big dog. I really don't think that a bunny's going to mesh well with the kitties and with the dog. So I'm not going to be getting a bunny anytime soon. Now, in the near future, after unfortunately my pets are gone, and trust me, I'm going to be devastated, maybe I can consider getting a bunny in the future. Maybe it's something you need to consider if you're one of the people who are thinking about getting a bunny for Easter. But don't get a bunny just because you want it to be cute or you want a photo op. If you want a photo op, head down to the Bunny Bunch Boutique. Check out some of the great bunnies that are down there. It's right here in Southern California in Montclair. For the address and all the information, you can log on to our website, thepetproject.com, or you can go to facebook.com, keyword search Tammy's Pet Project. Like us on Facebook because that helps us out with sponsors and that sort of thing. And it also gives you all the great information, all the links, all the great people that we have on, all their information is on there. That way, if you miss a second of the show, you can go somewhere and you can make it up. Now, I do want to talk about something else. If you're going to be bringing an animal into your home here in the next ever, whenever you bring an animal into your home, you have to consider a lot of things. You have to consider your other animals. If you have other animals, if you have children, you need to consider, is my child old enough to have an animal, responsible enough? Are they going to mesh? If you have young children, if you have infants, that's something you might want to hold off on simply because infants need a lot of time, and unfortunately, so do animals, and can you really divide the love there? That's something you need to think about. But here's what you need to consider, and here's something I want you thinking about here. If you're like me, you see, a wanted or a missing pet poster and your heart goes out to that owner and to that pet for a safe return. Sometimes, and this happened to me, you'll be coming home one night, you'll be driving on the freeway or you'll be driving on the road near your house, and you'll see a dog or a cat walking around with no collar on, looking a little skinny and kind of hungry and scared and cold. That happened to me about 6-7 months ago. Found this really, really gorgeous boxer bull mastiff mix. Now, he didn't have a collar and he was pretty skinny, really skinny. And unfortunately, he was about to walk out onto a freeway. So what I did was I pulled over and I worked with him a little. Now, he was very skittish of humans. He was very, very afraid. The tail was really tucked between his legs. He was very frightened, ears down, head down, very afraid for his life. After about working with him for, it was about 20-30 minutes or so, I got to touch him, pet him. He was very lovable, came right up to me, started licking me. Very friendly guy. So after working with him a little bit longer, I got him into my car, took him home, put him in the backyard. Now, he was very afraid. It was a new area. He wasn't familiar with it. and my cats weren't too happy when they looked out into the backyard. But after I worked with him for a little bit, he slowly but surely started trusting me. Now we're best friends, and I honestly cannot imagine my life without him ever. And unfortunately, he's still pretty afraid of people. Unfortunately, he's been abused. And it's something that I've been working with him to not be afraid anymore. Don't give up on pets simply because there's something wrong with them. We don't give up on people because we're different or we don't look like anybody else or there's something wrong with us. We don't do that. We work with people and we look past disabilities with people, and we should do the same for pets. It shouldn't be one of those things where this animal's too afraid or this animal is sick or this animal has a hurt leg or is special. We should get rid of the animal. That should never be the case with any animal. We wouldn't give up on a person if that sort of thing was happening with a person. Why should we do it if it's an animal? What gives us that right? It's just something I want you to think about here when we go to break. And hopefully we're going to have Martine Collette from the Wildlife Way Station in a little bit. She's trying to reopen, the way station that happens to house about 425 animals. And she's doing it with an amazing staff that unfortunately has been cut back due to budget cuts and due to lack of money coming in. And the Wildlife Way Station, it's been closed now for very long time, and they want to reopen it, but they need money to do that, and they need to do a number of things with the way station in order to meet city codes in order to open up to the public again. So they're cutting corners financially to try to get the money together and try to get people to volunteer their services and their persons to help the way station reopen. So Martine, a very, very busy woman out there. We'll hope to hear from her later on, either this hour or next hour. Now, when we come back, we're going to try to get Tristina on the phone. She's one of the doctors who's been working with Kuma, who belongs to Josh Hansen, the vet who lives out in Utah. And Josh couldn't come on today, but you know what, Tristina? She's in for it, and she's going to be talking to us today. She's going to be giving us a Kuma update to see how she's doing. And, oh yeah, we're going to be talking to Janet Marlowe from Pet Acoustics, and we're also going to be talking to Bob Lyons from Safety Turtle, getting you ready for the summer and pet safety around that pool. So stay with us. It's The Pet Project, the show your pet wants you to listen to, right here on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
You order a glass of your favorite Cabernet, fresh asparagus, hollandaise on the side, a filet, medium rare. You unfurl your napkin with a